Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can I get a quick audio check before we get rock and rolling here this evening? Just want to make sure everyone's good. Okay, Paul, thank you very much for the loud and clear. Good, yes, okay, good. I wanted to make sure, because I've been moving, as always, I'm doing interviews because we're getting ready for this launch of Rapid Content Wizard with Alan here. So I've been moving audio equipment all over the place. I just want to make sure we're all good to go. Now, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we are launching the Site Builder tonight, plus the IMSE Site Cloner. Now, both of these systems go in unison. And 1 second, I'm getting an echo because my Tan's computer here, I'm getting a little bit of an echo. I thought I was hearing my own voice there for a second. But yeah, so we're basically, we've created a dual system that works incredibly well. And I'm going to show you literally how you can hit the ground running with it, all of the bits and pieces, literally launch a optimized website in literally minutes. It's very, very powerful. We've included a whole load of videos to guide you through the entire process, and I've got to be honest, it's bloody cool. It's taken months to build because I've had a site builder for a while that I built, Christ, must be about 2 years ago now, thinking about it. But honestly, I was never quite happy with it, so I sat down and I've recoded this thing about 3 or 4 times with different setups until I've got something I'm really happy with. Well, this combines mobile ready, swipe ready, it's flexible, it's drag and drop. You could wrap it up and make an app out of it. It's caching, it's got security, it's got automatic backups, and it's got content silos and keyword silos built in. Now, I spent a long time building this, so what I'm going to do is, with your permission, guys, I am going to jump in here. I'm just going to get rocking and rolling and show you exactly what we're doing, and then we're going to have a little bit of fun with it. So, what you'll do is when you log in, and in fact, I'm logged in as admin. I need to log out and log in as one of my test accounts here. But what we're going to do is we're going to log in to the inner circle, and you're going to see this is the site we're going to build in. And right now, there's absolutely nothing here. 0 files, zilch, nothing. So we're going to come up to where you see the resources, and you're going to see the new link for the IMSE Site Builder right there. So click on that, and that's going to bring you over to this really cool interface. And it's got a video that walks you through each step, and there's 4 steps to this. So the first step is using the domain sniper. We can find a site, and I'm just going to do, say, Chevy 350 or something like that, and just do a search. I'm going to see if I can find a .com. So I'm going to do this, find domain, and it'll go out and find the best ranking one or the best one that may be available for me. In this case, Chevrolet350.com, which, again, I showed this when we did the domain sniper. It's the same system for this, but it's an amazing website right there. 99% rankability, you're all good to go. Now, if you want to go ahead and get this, just click on Get Domain. It adds it automatically to Namecheap Cart, which gives you free WhoisGuard, something I recommend, and you can go check out, and you're good to go. You've completed step 1. Now, when you're done with that and you've picked it, or if you just want to skip ahead because you've already got a great domain and you just want to set up the website, just click Next Step. And that will take you over to a little video on how to set up your hosting, how to configure a database and everything else. And we've kind of got a little summary of steps here. And if you don't have a host, we've got a little coupon code here for you for HostGator that uses the coupon 404 page, and that'll give you $9.99 off your first month. I do recommend the business package because that gives you a phone number, a dedicated IP, and an SSL certificate. It's a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned, but we do recommend cPanel hosting, but this has been tested with every host I can find out there where I have an account. So if you need a host, that's a great little way to get one. And then we've got a summary of the points here that you need. But we do walk through it. We do recommend cPanel hosting. It just makes life so much easier. Now we come to the fun part, because that's just getting the kind of groundwork laid and everything else. So it's kind of the basic stuff. Again, you might already have hosting, in which case you just need to set up a new database or an add-on domain so that we can connect to it. But here's where the fun really starts. Click on Next Step, and then you get to Step 3. Step 3 takes a little bit because you've got to fill in some information, but as you can see, it's fairly short, it's fairly simple. So I'm just going to basically pre-fill in the information because I've already got it here. You can see I'm putting in my domain name of where I'm going to install to, the FTP host, the FTP username, the FTP password, because we need to know how this is going to connect to your site. Then we've got the MySQL host, and you can see every time I roll over this, it's got a little help hint here about what's going on, how, why, where, and when, and everything else. So now, one thing I should note is that I have got, I'm using high resolution here because I need to kind of show the whole screen here. I would zoom in, but I'm going to use something very cool in a minute once this site is built. So let's go to finish off the base information here, and I think that was my password for that. And then we got the site name, and now you can see I've already filled this in because this is a demo site, so I've already got the information here. The cool thing with that is it saves me typing it all. And then I would put in a site meta description, and you know me, when I like doing meta descriptions that have a call to action, so I would write something like, are you tired of not seeing real success? Click here now to learn the secret art of success and change your life. Yada, yada, yada. So I'm just putting an ellipse on the end. Now, you need to keep it to about 160 characters, but that makes it easy right there. And then you just fill in some other information. You can see everything that's required has a little red asterisk next to it. So I'm going to just put in some basic information. I'm going to call this Steve Tester. And that's my pseudonym for this, I guess. And then we've got some optional settings, which you can put in here. You can see each one, it does say optional. So I'm going to just put in my information here. I've already kind of pre-filled it. And boom, boom, boom. So I've got all my social stuff in here, and this preloads up the social icons so they're all ready to rock. And then we've got the contact information for the policies, because we do have privacy policies, terms of use, disclaimers, and you can turn all of these on and off as you see fit. So I'm just going to put in the, if you heard that sneeze in the background, that's my son over in the other room. So I'm just going to put in the base information. I've just made up an address here and phone number. Now here's where it gets really cool. If you do your homework and you followed some of the practices we talked about with keyword selection, you can set up your content silos right now. Watch this. We have a special format where you can set up all of your categories and the keywords, and this tool will build the category and a template page for each piece of content that's related to that. So say, for example, say my main category was going to be dog training, okay? So that's my category, and then I put the pipe symbol, and then I start typing in my keywords that I want for my titles. So say, for example, if my category is dog training, then I could talk about house training your dog. So that might be a keyword I'm going after. Or let's say teach your dog new tricks. Maybe that's a keyword I was going after. I'll do something like in 5 simple steps. You can see I'm getting my keywords in there, but I'm now prepping just article titles. Let me just think. How to stop your dog biting or something like that. And I'll just do one more. Actually, I forgot, my apologies. These should be commas separating these. So let me just get that right. So there's comma and then how, and I'm just going to leave it at that for now. Okay, so I've got my category, and then 1, 2, 3 articles. I'm going to add one more because 3 is a little less, so let me just do articles. Okay, think of another one. Okay, stop your dog sniffing butts. There you go. So, again, I knew that would get my wife laughing. So we could talk about puppy care. Okay, so so we could do about stop puppy anxiety. And I'm just going to do these really quick. Puppy power. Puppy. Yeah, here you go. That's a good one. Great. Puppy toys. Stop puppies chewing everything. And stuff like that. So you could set it all up. You've kind of got an idea. You should have an idea about the keyword you're going after, but that's how you set this up. And then once you're done, it just says, hey, make sure if you've got anything there, we're not responsible. It's kind of standard disclaimer. But we just want to make sure that you understand that if you deploy this, make sure all of your information is correct. Double check your SQL, double check your database, because if you write over or if you overwrite an existing site, it's not my fault, that's your fault. So that's basically a little disclaimer, and once you've done that, you can then click Save My Site and proceed. It'll just take a second, it saves the information, says, okay, you're all set, click the next step. Now this is where the magic happens. You just filled all that in, and it doesn't take long. You saw I could have gone through that in literally a minute. But now I'm just going to go click next step. Now what happens is the system goes, you can see it's uploading everything. It created all the special files, and it's uploading, and boom, it's now running the final step. This is the deployment system, but it also does some checks on your site. So right now you can see it's pre-filled with all the information. We want to test the connection first, and you want to see connection successful. If you don't, it'll give you some tips to alter it. And the cool thing is you can edit it right here. So if you're like, oh, damn, I made a typo or I copied the wrong thing, you can adjust it here. So we give you a second chance. But, sorry, what were you going to say, Tim?
When it was building, did it go do the secret art of success or the dog training?
It went to the secret art of success. Although I'm using dog training as a idea for content, it was just because that was in my head. I should have done something about success on business, I guess. But yeah, this went to my secret art of success. Now, again, we got another disclaimer, just saying, basically, last chance, don't screw it up. So you can now click on, I read the warnings, and then you run the deployment. And again, it just confirms, and then click OK. And you see what it's doing right now is it's now internal on your site, and it's deploying and it's setting everything up for you, and it takes just a few moments. And now it's just double checking everything. It's saying, okay, what have we got here? And you can check what's going on where and how and why, if there's any changes you want to make. For example, it creates the new administrator account. It's got all of your settings in here. And you can just do a final once over, a final check, and then just click, I'm good to go. Now this is now doing its find and replace on the database. It's doing the final step, and it's building all of your pages, and we're done. It's as simple as that. The site is now built. Now it's got a couple of final steps where it says go resave your permalinks, delete the installer files, test your site, and if there's lots and lots of errors, you'll see some update errors here. Don't worry about those. That doesn't matter. But we can go and resave the permalink. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go click on this, and I'm going to log in with, I think that was the password. I hope so. And no, I guess not. Now I've forgotten what the hell I set as the password. So, which is freaking hilarious. So I'm going to go back here and remind myself what I set this to. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to now put that in there. Remember me. And there we go. It's logging in. Okay. Good grief. I completely forgot what the password was. So I'm just going to resave the settings, which is done. So save changes. And that's good. That's now reset everything I wanted it to do. Now I'm going to come back over here because we had the delete the installer files. So I'm going to click OK. That's just going to remove the installers to make sure all of the no one can redeploy your website and everything else. So that's good. That's done. And that's absolutely no-brainer right there. And then we want to test the entire site. So we've kind of done all that. You've seen us log into the dashboard. But let's have a look at the entire site that was built for us. And here it is. It's all set up, all ready to rock, and it's got some demo stuff in here that you can then come in and edit and change, but it's also set up those content silos. Let me show you. I'm going to come over to posts, I'm going to come to categories, and you'll see we've got our dog training category, and we've got our puppy care category. And if I click on view, there's all of our template articles ready to go, and it just got a little filler in here that says insert your awesome content here, but it's already set it up, and you can edit the descriptions for the category, you can edit your articles, but it's all ready to go. You're all ready to rock. You can start building all the other bits and pieces in here. Now there's a couple of last steps that I want to go through real quick, because I mean, this sets up your base site and your template and everything else, but let's talk about some of the kind of internal kind of final steps. One thing we've got here that's automatically set up is the SEO. It's already done. The only thing you're going to have to do is come to your sitemaps and submit them and get everything ready to rock. Your sitemap link is right here, so you can submit that. You can also set up your basic Google authorship and your Webmaster Tools stuff if you want to, depending on how you want to set things up, okay? But in general, it's already pre-configured. So you can come in here and change anything you want. Next thing is we've put in here WordFence security. Now this is enterprise level firewall. It's very, very good. It also does scanning of your plugins, your themes, making sure if there's any problems, it will try and fix it automatically for you. And it scans regularly. It's already pre-configured, and you're good to go. Okay. Now, again, security is nothing if you don't have backups. So I've also pre-configured WP backup here, or the WP back WP up. Can't even talk. So we're in here right now. It's just set up, and you're good to go. Now I do want to come in here, and it should have all the jobs already set up, but it's acting silly right now, so I'm going to have to look into that. But I might have to deactivate it and reactivate it. 1 second, let's do that, because I did set up the jobs. Let me find that little bugger. Deactivate it and reactivate it. So deactivate, and then activate it again. And there we go. Let's have a look and see if it stored the jobs. So we've got 2 jobs right there. One of them backs up your database every day, and it will send it to your email. And if I come into this here, again, it should already be configured for my email, which was admin at the Secret Op Success. So I'm going to get an email of that every day. Dan's just passing me a piece of paper. Ah, good question from Patrick. Does this support add-on domains and subdomains? It supports add-on domains. I haven't tried it with a subdomain, but there's no reason it shouldn't. It's automatic, so there's no problem. We've done it with add-on domains, and that is very, very simple to work with, and I don't see any problem with subdomains. Haven't tested it with those, but in theory, should be no problem at all. So great question there. The next one we do is a weekly backup, and that backs up everything. Now, the nightly one backs up your database, but it also does a database check, backup, and an optimization, which is really cool. The second one backs up your database, all of your files. It also does an XML export, so you can take the content and just re-import it at any time and redeploy everything. Now, right now, it backs up to a folder on the site, but if you want to send it to like Dropbox or S3 or Microsoft Azure or Rackspace or any other kind of CDN, you can. Just come in here and add your settings. Right now, I put the backups in a folder called WP Snapshots, and that's you can get to that through FTP or through your control panel. So again, I'm taking care of all of that in the configuration for you, and very, very simple to use. Now, let's assume that your website is all done and built. It's optimized. You've set up your homepage. Because again, for the new members who haven't seen this theme, there's lots of options in here, and I'm going to do more training. I'm going to do a special training video on setting up your site because that isn't on the site builder yet. I'm going to close this down because there's going to be, after you've done this, there's going to be a next and like one more video that's going to show you how to configure your site. Okay, I hadn't had a chance to record that yet because I wanted to make sure all of this was working first. But I'm going to go into more depth about how to edit your home page, which you know what? Let's do that real quick because it's actually very cool. You'll see I've got 2 sample home pages. You can set any one of those as your home page from the settings and reading. You can then assign which page you want. I'm just going to come to the home page real fast. And this is a drag and drop page builder, okay? Let me dismiss that. So what you can do is you can set this how you want. You can add in breadcrumbs, you can add a slider or a call-out section or HTML boxes, and when you add these, you literally just drag and drop them across, just like that. And if you don't want them, just click the negative sign and it comes back to this side. You can choose your layout you want. Do you want your sidebar on the right? Do you want it on the left? Do you want it double pane? We've got all of these options in here. It's very, very flexible. It's drag and drop, and it's mobile friendly. Let me show you. If I come over here, this is where we had nothing before. If I refresh this, here's our website, and this is 100% mobile compatible. You see that? So we got roughly iPad size here. So that's roughly iPad size. Let's make it iPhone size. You can see that all stacks up nicely. You got your mobile menu right there. And let's make it cheap-ass crappy phone. And you can see it even tries to stack that. Obviously, you wouldn't be that narrow, but you get the idea. I just want to show you that it is fully responsive and flexible. And you've got a very powerful control panel for all of your options. But when you drag and drop a page element, you'll see a little pop-up slide up under here. And you can say what you want. You can make your slider full size. You can add where you want it to come from. Do you want it to come from a category? Do you want to choose a custom category or a featured one? Or do you have something very special already set? Well, here's the thing. You can add and create new portfolios, carousels, sliders, and boxes. And each one of these is a special, what's called a custom post type, and you can just create a custom one as you see fit. And you don't have to change them often. You know, it's whatever you want for your homepage. Featured content and what have you, and you can do the same with call-outs. And each one of these has their own option. You can have call to action buttons. For example, this one's a call-out, and I have a little call to action here with a button. Click here now, and then you can tell it where to go. No problem. It's all set, and you can just drag and drop and customize whatever you want. So let's simplify our homepage, because the demo homepage here is kind of a little built up and a little complex. So I'm going to modify it. I'm going to actually take away, say, I'm going to take away this, and this across the bottom, and maybe I'll also take away these widget positions here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the widgets, remove the recent posts, I'm going to remove the carousel and the HTML box, just like that. Okay, just dragged them out of the way. Didn't need them. It's all cool. Oh, and by the way, you can see here, this is the home page. It's put my meta description in here, it's put my site name in here, and it's optimized the homepage already. So now I'm going to click Update. You can see it's just going and done. And then I'm going to refresh this page, and boom, there's my new homepage, cut down, a little more simple, and ready to go. And now I can go and edit all my menus and things like that. Now, can you pass another piece of paper? Some good questions here. Okay. Can these websites be sold to the public?
No, is this gonna be sold?
Oh, is this going to be sold to the public? No. This is only for members. This is only a members setup. And that's a great question there, Kathleen. I appreciate that. No, this is only for members. Members only can get access to this. So this is all ready to rock for members. And there's a couple of other questions. Can you add AdSense? Absolutely. Throw in AdSense Firestorm or any other tool or widget, and you're good to go. In fact, we actually have WP Insert in here, which is free. So if you don't have AdSense Firestorm, you can use WP Insert, and you can see that in action. If I go to, say, main keyword, I've got some demo content in here, which we just use for layout formatting. You can see here, I've got an ad right here. That could be AdSense. You could put it inside your post if you want to, with the different options that WP Insert offers. So yes, you can. Can you add your own plugins? Absolutely, yeah. Oh, and can you add our plugins? If you've got our plugins, absolutely. I give you a base framework. There's no private members only plugins in here at the moment. You can add them as you see fit. And can you manage the menus? Absolutely, you can do whatever you want. Once this is set up, you're good. If you want to start a business selling niche sites and you want to sell this to the public and flip it, absolutely. I've got no problem with that. The only thing that's not available to the public is the actual builder, okay? So if you want to set up and create an awesome domain and flip it, no problem at all. I got no problem with that at all. Obviously, you don't want to transfer your licenses. You want to make sure if you've got any commercial plugins and everything else, you want to make sure you're doing that the right way and everything else. But that goes without saying. So everything here is optimized, but we got one more beautiful thing. The IMSC Site Cloner. That's the one plugin I've included here, and I want to show you how quickly we can create and clone this setup. Say you've got your perfect setup. You've deployed your site, you've got the perfect setup that you're happy with, you've made all your modifications, and you want to deploy this somewhere else. Maybe you want to just start duplicating this and creating a great framework. Now,
Including as if we had installed plugins of ours.
yes, so if you've set up all your plugins, you've set up everything, and you want to perfectly clone it, you've got all of your commercial plugins, come to IMSC Site Cloner. Now, this is my hyper advanced version of Duplicator that I was telling you about. And when I say hyper advanced, I've put some ninja stuff in here that is not available anywhere else. Now, this is included in this. I might not sell this. I'm really tempted just to keep this to be Inner Circle only, but it's in here, okay? And I'm going to create a new page so you can download this to use on your other sites. But it operates just like Duplicator in that you can check your server's settings, make sure everything's cool. And then I want to create a clone of this site. I just press this little button right here. And it's going to say, okay, package name, yep, create the package set. So all of my settings, all of your tweaks, everything you want to do to it, you've perfected it, you're really happy with everything. In just a few moments, you've got a perfect clone. And all you need to do is download your package, which is downloading right now. You can see it right here. And download this little installer, which is a PHP file, which has just appeared apparently on my other monitor. And my other monitor, oh, the dogs have disconnected it somehow. Okay, 2 seconds. Let me just download that. Here we go. So right there, just a little PHP file. And then you just FTP both of those files up to your new host, and run the installer. So say, for example, you went to newsite.com/installer.php. That's all you need to do. And you just follow the instructions and the installer runs seamlessly. That's it. You've just cloned your entire site. It's also great for backups as well. So you could just download a quick snapshot backup and it's great. It's just literally boom, 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 done. And if you're finished with it, you don't want to keep your download, just click delete. And if you've got multiple ones, just select them, delete them, and you're good to go. Et voila. So, yes, someone's asking that. Can you sell sites with this that's made with this? Yes. I built this, guys, for you. I built this so you can build your own sites. You can set up e-commerce. This is you can install WooCommerce. And one thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to set up multiple kind of pre-set up things, pre-configured with WooCommerce or review systems or local marketing sites, membership sites like simple cash magnet sites. That's all cool. Now, before we jump over to live questions and answers, as you're probably wondering, you're probably thinking, this is cool. Can I throw Rapid Content Wizard on this? Well, funny you should ask, because here it is. And we can set up, just go to RapidWiz, enter a keyword. We could say, let's just talk about business as your thing. We'll say laser targeted, LSI keyword, website URL. Well, we're right here. So we'll just grab that real quick and throw that in this bad boy. And then the username, which was admin-istrator, and then the password, which I think was access this now 22, I think. What post template? Well, I could set it up. I'm just going to put an article. I'm going to let it post, and then we'll say I'm going to spin the title, and then it will require the spinner, and then I can do all the other cool stuff that I do. And I think I'm good to go. So I'm now going to go create that campaign. I'm going to choose, okay, which category? Yeah, let's go with main keyword. And boom, I'm done. That's it. I'm going to get 3 articles a day, 3 times a day. But you know what? I'm going to come in, I'm going to edit that campaign. I only want 1 a day. So I'm going to come over to campaigns. I'm going to choose whichever one that was. I think that was that one. And I could put in multiple keywords. I should put in success, business, advice, you know, whatever I want. If I want to go far and wide, get some partially related content, I could do some more. But let's just do 1 time a day. And I'm going to just post 1 article, okay? And do all my other bits and pieces that I want to. But yeah, I'm good to go. I'm going to save that. Rock and roll. Oh, it must have a title. Okay, no, I wanted to spin the title. Okay, well, this is bloody awesome. So, I should be able to spin the title, but I haven't set up a spinner. So I have to set a title. But again, you know, whatever I want to do. Boom, 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 done. And been saved. Now I've got my campaign. It's running, and it's good to go. Now, you know what I could do? Let me just go ahead and I'm going to post now. So what I'm doing right now, it's going out doing its thing and it's thinking, and I'm just going to go, you know what? Let's go and minimize this. It's now just sitting in the background, doing its thing, and boom, boom, boom. Now, a couple of other questions. Can you use this site builder for a domain I already own? Absolutely. As long as you've got all the information you need, your FTP, and you can set up a database, you're good to go. Simple as that. So you still have to set up a new database. That's from Mike. Yes, you do. If you're on a cPanel host, I might, and I say I might, create a little tool to try and set it up for you, because cPanel does allow you to log in and try and set up a database. I'm hesitant to do that because the problem is that cPanel, well, sometimes, depending on the host, it'll let you do that, or it might not. So it's a little finicky, and across different hosting platforms, it's a pain in the butt. But if you're on a cPanel host like we recommend, the video walks you through every single step. How to set it up, create a user, and then assign it. It's very, very simple, and I walk you through it step by step. So, but that's for cPanel hosts. GoDaddy, which is the devil, Bobby Boucher. GoDaddy's a little different, but I do talk about that as well. So there you go. That's very, very cool. Where does RCW get its content? Scraping easy articles? No, we don't just scrape easy articles. We scrape, and we basically, if you haven't seen the demo video of how this works, it basically goes out, finds all of the content it can about your particular keyword, and then it does a very detailed analysis of all of that data. It's not just like one of these horrible scrapers that just grab one article and then spins it and then throws it on your website, or these horrible curated content things which just fill your site with outbound links. Well, guys, curated content is all well and good, but if you're sending links out to other people's content, you're driving them away from your ads, your calls to action. You're just driving all of that hard-earned traffic, even if it does rank. You're driving them to someone else's website to profit. What the hell's the point in that? So we decided to come up with something that's even more powerful, and that's what Rapid Content Wizard basically is. Now, this is launching on Monday. All Inner Circle members are going to get their copy. We had to lock it up due to a problem last week, and we mentioned that. So we had to lock it up, sort a couple of things out, but it is live, it's ready to go, and it will be available to all Inner Circle members on Monday. And you can get instant authority content for life and rock and roll. Now, I'm just going to go check over here, because obviously the poster should be done. And I just want to see if it posted the content, which it didn't, but that might be me. Maybe I gave it the wrong settings, but there you go. I mean, that will rock and roll, kick everything into overdrive, and drive a ton of traffic, as well as, you know, all the promotion it does, the link building, social signals. But it's the perfect unison. It's the perfect combination. Rapid Content Wizard plus the site builder, build a niche site literally in minutes. You can't beat that. As far as I'm concerned, you really can't beat that. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to create, outside of this what we call base setup, I'm going to create several different template systems that literally are going to have an AdSense optimized one, or like an AdSense niche site, e-commerce, membership sites, review sites, local marketing sites. Heck, honestly, the possibilities are limitless. And you know, you could just, you know, with the power of IMSC Flex here, which is the theme we're using, literally you can come and change the design in, you know, any way you want. Say you don't like the black one, hey, let's go blue. Let's change the, you know, color. You can change the colors. If you want to change the typography, if you want to add some custom CSS, no problem, done. If you want to come and change, you know, the logo, and you want, maybe you want to go for a local marketing site. Okay, well, let's get rid of the search box in the top corner. Let's do it logo plus contact information. Let's swap out the logo, the fav icon. Hey, guess what? If you come to this site on a Apple iOS device, it automatically prompts you to bookmark it, and it looks like an app on their iPhone. We've put that in there as well. You can change out the Apple Touch icon as well. You can put in your Google Analytics code if you want to. You can modify all of your profiles. If you decide you want to add Pinterest or Flickr or do something else, come and edit it. No problem. You're ready to rock and roll. You want to change your contact elements, you know, like your email or your phone numbers, go right ahead. If you want to change your defaults for your blog, you know, your excerpt lengths and your all the elements that are available, no problem. Go right ahead. Want to change all the single post templates? No problem. How about your archive formats and all the other stuff? We give you maximum power all across the board. And if you want to copy your settings from one theme to another, you can just import and export. You just basically grab that, copy it, go to your other site, paste it in there, save options, and all of your template theme settings and everything else, boom, 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 done. Now, how bloody cool is all of that? And literally, you can be building and setting up your site in seconds. So there's a lot of power in here. And like I say, I'll record a more detailed video about all of the bits and pieces that this has, how you can check your site in real time. For example, you see now we changed it from the black to the blue here, and you can come in here and edit your site tagline and your design options like that. So actually I want the red one. Well, there's my red. Oh no, you know what? I want to change it to black. So you can change all of this in real time. Want to set a color, like a background color? Maybe you want to go black. Boom, there's black. Is that going to work? Probably not. Maybe I should go a little lighter in the grays. Or maybe I should add a little yellow in here. You can test. Oh my God, that's horrible. Okay, so you can test things out in real time. Want to set a background image? Hey presto, background image, done. Let's set up a grid, done. How about the galaxy? Done. Literally in seconds. Set up your navigation. Want to set? What's your main menu? Okay, I want my main menu. I've already set that up. Boom. You can reassign everything. Want a static front page? Yes. Want to change it to just latest posts? Watch what happens.
Where's the slider images?
Ooh, good question. But look at that. I'm just going to show that we've done all that. We've got all that cool stuff here, all of those elements, and then we've got all of our content right there. Where's the slider? That's a very good question. Okay, let me show you.
Can you run a slider on the ads?
No, you can't run sliders as ads because sliders are sliders. Okay. Now, who asked that?
Jerry.
Jerry, I knew that would be you. If you want to, there are site builders out there or slider builders out there. Each one of these does link to a place, and you can set them to be wherever you want. But for a slider, for what you're wanting to create kind of an animated ad, you'll need to use a banner creator online, or there's different ways of doing that, but not with a slider per se. Although you could make these affiliate offers and have them link out to that. You can do that because you can see this one's linked. This one's not. So you can edit that. And let me show you how to do that, because that's that you can make your main call to action when people first land. Let me show you that real quick. So you come to slides and click on that, and it'll come to this. This is a test. See this and this. These are the two slides that are out there right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to this one and edit it. You can see it's here. You can upload your image right here, and then you can say where does it link to. So here's the URL. You can have your title, and then you can say where you want it to link to. Guess what? That could be your affiliate link. You could make a nice little graphic that's a strong call to action to buy the latest, I don't know, assless chat, or your, acne treatment, or whatever else you're trying to sell. Okay, I said that for my wife's benefit, and her jaw just dropped. I had to do that for a laugh. But you can set up a caption if you want to, or titles and things like that. You can change all those settings, and when you're done, just click update. You're done. That's it, and you can assign it to your homepage category or any other category, and that's it. So now that one is now going to be part of it. The other one we had, if I come back to slides, which was this one, you can see that I didn't set a URL. There's no URL. So that's why this one wasn't linked. The other one was. And you can replace them, swap them out, do whatever the heck you want with them. No problem at all. And that is the same for boxes. If you come here, you can see I haven't set up any boxes, but you can create a new box, and those can show in different sections. You can upload an image and then your text and stuff like that. And that shows these are boxes right here. Okay? So you can swap out the graphics and whatever you want. You just upload them to the site from here, automatically set your title and then your URL if you wanted to link to maybe an affiliate offer or a squeeze page or whatever you want, and then a little bit of text, and then we haven't got a category, so let's create one right here, and I'll call this category, I don't know, I'll call it homepage boxes, just so I know what it is, and then add that category. Boom, done. And I could then upload and do everything I want. Now, I could do the same with portfolio, which is kind of like a gallery. If I wanted to create a gallery, I can include this on a page and then set up a nice portfolio of whatever the heck I'm doing. And the same with carousel. That's kind of like the horizontal slider. So as you can see, we've made this very, very flexible. You can build up absolutely anything with this. Very, very easy to do. And geez, what else can I say? It's quick and it's easy. It really is. Now, again, you can see we've got Jetpack here as well. I haven't connected that, so you'll need to connect that to WordPress.com through your account to set up maybe your post by email and your stats and publicizing, so it, sharing and anything else that you may want. I haven't connected that up, but it's pre-configured. The other thing I haven't done, which you need to do once you're installed, is come down here. If you've already got an Asciimet key, just go ahead and add it. But the other thing is the caching, and I forgot about that. Just come down to W3 Total Cache, click Activate, and it's already pre-configured for optimal settings. So you just need to come over here to Performance, and actually, come to General Settings, and then click Enable. Once it's done, you want to did the wrong thing there. Forget that. I'm going to disable that. I want to come down here and turn on the page cache, the minify, the object cache. You want to make sure these are going to work for you, obviously. And then if you're doing anything with CDNs and all that kind of good flary stuff, you can. And then if you're setting up, I think that's it. My brain's having a fart. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. CDN, browser cache. No, I think that's it. So I'll just set that. And actually I want to do disable preview mode, but there we go. Now all the caching is set up and your site will load that much faster. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to close that over here and just boom, 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 boom. Now I need to log out because it doesn't show you the caching if you're logged in. So I'm just going to, boom. Now how's that for a fast loading site? 1 second, under a second. Boom, done. And we're all ready to go with whatever else we're doing. Now, Tam, you got a question?
Is a cloner separate from Flex? You can use the cloner on other stuff.
You can use the cloner on any other site. What I'm going to do, guys, is in the inner circle, I will place another link in the resource section, probably in the online tools part. But you can download that site cloner. I'll do that tomorrow with a demo video of how to use it. And I'll also include a link under the replay. So, guys, there you go. A whole load of new toys. And a lot of fun. I completely buggered this side up with all the dark colors and that. But you get the idea, guys. You can see how much fun you can have with this. You can play around with it. Lots and lots of power. And again, I think quite easily this is one of the most powerful and flexible site builders and themes and setups ever created. And I'm very, very proud of this. I am very, very happy with the results. Seen some very, very fast rankings with this. And again, when you plug in stuff like Rapid Content Wizard or Syndication Rockstar, PingFresh, Promote Me Pro, and all the other stuff that I've been building, and all the other cool ninja tools, shit, I'll be quite honest, this is unstoppable. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to turn it over to live questions and answers, which means if you've got a problem, you got a question, let me know, and we can rock and roll from there. So if you've got got a question, put your hand in the air, and I will see what we can do to answer whatever your question may be. Now, I'm going to come over to Kathleen. I'll come to you in just a moment. I'm going to go with a new name here, Margarita. So, Margarita, go ahead, my dear. What is your question this evening, and what can I do for you? Do you have a microphone? Maybe not. Okay, fair enough. If you don't have a microphone, please drop your question in the chat box, and I'll come back to you as soon as I can. Okay, so let me go up and down the scale a little bit then. I'm going to go in kind of alphabetical. I'll go with Don first of all. Don, what's your question this evening, and how can I help you?
Yeah, Sean, on them sliders, I've seen that you got some custom fields and stuff. How should we be using them under them sliders?
That's a good question. Let me pull it back up real quick. Basically, you can set up things like your custom link, or if you want to do, if I come back over to it, the Secret Art of Success, and so basically you can set up like if I go to here, and let me go to the actual home page real quick. So you can see here we've got a title, and we've got kind of like a sub-description under here. That's where you can create a call to action, and then you can link the image and whatever else you're doing. So if I come to the sliders here, and I'll go to just pick the one I've already done. These are the same options that appear when you create a custom slider somewhere else, but this is the main area. So you can set all these up. You can make sure you turn your title and your caption on and off if you want to. If you want to just add that information in here, you're good to go. So this is your title, this is your caption, which is the second line, and then you've got your link, maybe an affiliate link, maybe a link to a squeeze page, or CPA offer, or absolutely anything else. But if you want to upload an image, just upload it from your hard drive, or maybe from your existing media gallery, just drag and drop, and you're good to go. Now on this one, you can see it squashed it a bit. So if you know what height and width you actually want here, just make sure your image is cropped to that, and then you're uploading it, and you're good to go.
Okay, I was looking at the old builder. I don't know if yours is the same as here, but it had like underneath the slider, it had custom fields down there where it had like description and stuff like that, where you looked like you could do some SEO work with it.
Yeah. You see down here? Ignore it. That is not relevant to this. These fields, because it's using what's called a custom post, these like WordPress SEO and custom fields, don't worry about those. Ignore those altogether. They're not relevant to these.
Okay, that's all I was wondering. I wasn't sure.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, cool. I see where you're coming from.
Okay.
So yeah, no, you don't have to worry about. The thing with custom posts in WordPress is some of these plugins are not, how do I put it? Not that smart. So they apply them here, but they don't actually have any effect. So you can ignore those.
Okay, that's what I was wanting to know. I didn't know if they had any effect or not. That's why I was asking. So.
Yeah, no, they don't. No, you're good to go without them.
Okay,
so
that was it.
Okay, cool. Thanks very much, man. I appreciate it. Okay, so let me see. Margarita did ask a question. So my question: Google Keyword Tool changes. They will show one exact match keywords, only exact match keywords. Will this affect the site builder? You know, in general, not really. I like to try and pick keywords that have at least 500 to 1,000 exact match searches and at least $1 CPC with ads with AdWords. Staying within that ballpark works pretty well, but we are building our own keyword tool, which has a lot more power, and we've already indexed about 16.3 million keywords, and we're going to expand on that a lot. And there are some real gems in there, I can tell you right now. Outside of that, Google Keyword Tool does do a pretty good job in the base end, but I do recommend you follow the technique we did in the Kickstart program, which shows you how to refine it down, find related terms, and double check everything. If you've got a tool like, keyword, let's see, Market Samurai or Niche Finder from Brad Callen, those are pretty good, but we're also planning on building, as I say, a keyword tool that you guys can have that is pretty good for niche finding and stuff like that. So that's coming soon. And I have to finish building it, and I've got a lot of stuff. I've already got all the data. I just have to find a way to present it nicely. So that will be coming very soon. And again, that'll be another tool just for Inner Circle members. Now, girls, yes, I did see about your Loki link builder issues not working on WordPress.com. I did find out that is a WordPress.com issue. It's having problems responding, and it's kind of it's been a pain in my butt, but I'm working on a fix for that. So I did see your issue. I am working on a fix for that directly with WordPress.com and a couple of other sites that rely on that. So I will, as soon as I get a fix for that, I will be releasing an update to Loki Link Builder for that for you, and I'll keep you posted on that. Now, okay, I'm going to go back to the microphone here, and let's see if I can, who else we can help here. Okay, I'm going to go to, let's see, I'm going to go to Ed Murphy first of all. Ed, go ahead, sir. What's your question?
Hey, John, going back to the slider again, I'm sorry to harp on that. I've always had a problem with those, and that is, what size, if I'm going to build something for the slider, what size do I want to build, or can I do like a 300 by 250 and drop that in there? What do you recommend, or how do you do it properly?
Well, what I've done here is you can basically, depending if you have a full-size slider like this, right now that's, I think, 960. Whoops, I'm on the wrong computer. I'm trying to do a Mac command here. But I think it's 960 by 250. But what you can do is when you're, say, on your home page here, if I go to my all pages and I go to the home page, it's 960 wide, but I think I can also set how tall that is, if my memory's correct. So I'm going to come down to the slider options, and I can say here how tall it is. So say if I made it 250 tall, that's 250 pixels. So you can set it as tall as you want or as short as you want, but it's going to be full width, and that's 960 pixels.
Okay. So I can't narrow it down, or can I put like two or three 300 by 250s in there, or no, that won't work?
I wouldn't recommend it. You can do what's called a half size. What that will do is make something else slide up next to it. If I do that, for example, I'll just update it real quick, just to show you guys, because we do have two options. What happens is you end up with a little space. In fact, I killed it, but it would show up if I have a sidebar, and I don't have a sidebar on here. So what would happen is the sidebar comes up, and it just fills the kind of half space, but I don't have that on this page.
Okay.
So I have to go full width on this one. So what I can do just to actually, you know what? Let me put a sidebar on the home page just for demo's sake, and I don't think I have any widgets assigned to the sidebar. Let me just quickly do that, and while that's saving, I'm going to open up the appearance and widgets, and I'll put a sidebar widget in for the home page, and sidebar left, sidebar right, and I might be able to, let me try this. Let me do that one. Or, no, actually do that one. Okay. I think that might do the job, and I want to make sure, okay, am I doing page? I'll add that actually up there, and I'll put in some just gibberish, literally little gibberish in there, and I'll do that. I'll just put some gibberish. Oops, probably shouldn't do it that way. God, it's just screwing me up here. Okay. So I'm just going to put some gibberish in, update that, and see if that makes the half sidebar pop in. So that's what it does. That's the half sidebar there. So the sidebar This is the left sidebar. That comes up, but this, you still get your sidebar. Whoops, that was linked and I hit the wrong part, but that's the half size one, okay? Now you can see there's a jump because the height of these images is different. So you want to make sure your sliders are all the same height when you're doing that. But
okay, so each slider you gotta change. You gotta change each image then separately then.
Yeah, just make sure that you're using the same size when you're assigning your sliders.
Gotcha. That's great. I love this, Sean. This is fantastic.
I'm very proud of it. I think everyone else is going to have a lot of fun with it. So, there you go.
Great. Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Great stuff. Okay, let me see. I'm going to go with the next Ed. In fact, if I hit the right button, it would help. Let me go to Ed Cole. Ed, go ahead, sir. How you doing? And what can I do for you? What's your question? And we've lost Ed. We don't have an Ed. We got a dead Ed. This is not good. Are you there, sir? One more shot. No, I guess not. Okay, Ed, if you got a question, put it in the question box. I'll try and get to you. Let's see. Who else do we have on live tonight? Okay, I'm going to go with Guy. Guy, go ahead, sir. What's your question? Guy, save me here. I know you've got a mic.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Okay, great.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Very exciting evening, as you can tell. So, what's your question this evening?
Well, actually, I'm going to take us in a different direction tonight, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Okay, I'd like to talk about Yahoo Pipes for just a minute.
Sure.
I've been dealing with those for a little bit and see a lot of great value in what I've learned from you as it relates to making a pipe and using that as an RSS feed. The problem that I'm having is it's giving advertisement. When I'm doing these for clients, I'm ending up getting advertisement from other clients that are from other people that are competitors of my client, and I'd much rather just have like Google News and Yahoo News without any ad copy coming in. And go ahead.
I was going to say, is it because it's contextual or is it right in the feeds? Are they putting ads in the feeds?
They're putting ads in the feeds.
Okay, what you can do there is if you've got a range of ads coming in through those feeds, what you can do is set a filter to filter out certain either domains or keywords that sound salesy. So you can filter out, let me just bring up pipes. I think I have my account here, if I can remember what the heck it is. Okay, sign in. Just try and remember what that is. And I'm guessing if that's it. If not, no. Okay. Okay. Well, there is a filter in there, and you can drop it in as a string filter. Mm-hmm. You know what? Actually, let me try one more thing. Maybe I'm just off here. Let me see if I've got it saved in my pipe here. Maybe I do. Okay. And now my mouse has stopped working. Okay, great. Oh, no, there it goes. Always when you're live. Okay, let's try and see if that works. Okay, there we go. Okay, so if I create a pipe right now, if I wanted to create a filter, say for example, and this is going to be useful for everyone else who wants to use Yahoo Pipes. Yahoo Pipes are the bomb. So if I fetch a feed from, say, Google, what I want to do is now create a string operator, which means I want to do a kind of a replacement. So the first thing I want to do is set up, now if I'm remembering how to do this, I can do a, is it under operators? I want to do a loop and a filter. So block any items matching all or any of the following. So I can now say if the description contains the word, say, Viagra, or something like that, and then I can add another rule, and I can keep adding rules. So if the item title equals that, or if the author or link contains mycompetitor.com, or anything like that, you can set up a whole load of kind of bad rules that filter out competitors, and then if you want to do some kind of fancy footwork, you also have what's called this loop, and it will loop through all of the items, and you can do like find and replace. I'm just going to do a string replace, and you drop one of these string modules in here. And this is kind of more of the advanced stuff. So I want to go for each title, I want to replace the item link with new link, and whatever that might be. So now if I do that, if I want to kind of just filter everything and do some fancy stuff, I can do all sorts of cool stuff like that and connect it all together. So there's my filter. If I want to do any find and replace, because there's maybe a couple of things I want to mess around with, I can do that. Or if I just want to just work with just my filters, removing my competitors and everything else, again, I can do that as many times as I want. Now, you only have about 10 you can do with this, but if you want to do another one, all you do is just come over to your operators and now add another filter and keep doing them and just pipe them together until you've got all of your filters you want. And again, at the end of the day, you're done. That's it. You just now connect it up and take out any competitive stuff. Usually if it's an advertiser, just as a heads up, it usually goes through a link that's a Google link or a Yahoo link. So just find the common denominator, which is their tracking ID. Maybe it's like doubleclick.com or something like that. And you just set up one of those and boom, you strip out all of their ads, no problem at all. So nice. Lots and lots of options. And guys, this is like programming without programming. And there's lots of things you can do. For example, you don't just have to work with RSS feeds. You can have, there's all sorts of sources. You could do what's called YQL, which is like searching the web as if it was an SQL statement. This is kind of geeky stuff. This makes me kind of get all giddy like a little girl. There's fetching data. You can work with CSVs online. You can grab stuff from Flickr and then do all sorts of cool stuff like that. I love messing around with this. I actually just come in here and play around, doing nothing else, just goofing off and going into little geek heaven. So there's all sorts of stuff that you can do, and there's lots of templates of stuff that's already out there. So you can search Yahoo Pipe, see what other people have done, take their cool stuff they've already set up, and then use it for your own needs. So again, lots of cool stuff, and that's available from pipes.yahoo.com. I might have to do a little video or workshop on this just to kind of go through some of that stuff.
Can I ask one more question, Sean?
Go ahead.
Is there any, I know you said templates, I'll definitely take a look at that, but is there any documentation that you know of that is, well, this is how to build a awesome pipe, or breaking down all those fields over there so you can kind of understand what is what and everything like that?
There are a few YouTube videos, and Don just did link one to me, but it's better to do it from within here because the documentation's right here, and they've got some stuff about all the modules and everything else, and some training guides and stuff in there. So they have it here. There's lots of YouTube videos, and then as I said, there's lots of pipes already so you can start playing around with. So you'll get up to speed pretty quickly. Now, I will record one about Yahoo Pipes because it is something that's a little in-depth, but for most people, you only need one or two little things to do with this. So I'll cover all those main parts, and then you can expand it out from there.
Okay. Thank you, Sean.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay. So let me see. I'm now going to go see what we can do. Go down the alphabet. Let's see. I'm going to go with Leonard again. Leonard, go ahead, sir. What's your question this evening, and how can I help you?
Fabulous. So, obviously, I'm still new to it. So, when I look at all the options that are in the site builder, is this built from like the WordPress, tools and options and stuff?
Basically, kind of, sort of, yes. Basically, because I'm a geek, I can do some very cool stuff with these installers. So I set up all of the options within it, and then I know what parts you can customize. And so the form that you fill in basically tells my installer to go swap those pieces out with your settings, and then it builds that WordPress site for you. So it's all based around WordPress, and the options and everything else I build in there on my templates. So basically making your life as simple as possible, and just deploying it on a content management system that is easy to manage.
Fabulous. So if I'm not sure of an option, I could go to the WordPress and they have either an index or a glossary of some of these?
Some of those features, yes. Some of the stuff that I've put in there, like the options from IMSE Flex and stuff like that, those are going to be in the main video, which I will walk through in detail. And then if you're not sure about some of the functions and stuff in WordPress, we actually do cover a lot of that in the Kickstart program, just the basics of setting up your pages, your posts, your menus, and everything else, and all the other little bits and pieces. So there's lots of great information and training in there.
Right, because what I'm going to go do then is I'm going to go build my own like little cheat sheet, glossary, and so when I go to do it, I'm kind of not fumbling around. I kind of hopefully already have the answer,
Absolutely, and there's plenty of videos about using WordPress, plenty of training stuff. We've got lots of stuff about it in the inner circle as well, so yeah, whatever you need.
Yeah, it's outrageous. Can't believe it.
Yeah, we do what we do, and we do it well. So
Yes,
thanks
you
very
do.
much for... Oh, sorry, cut you off there. Sorry about that. But yeah, we... honestly, I have a lot of fun doing this. I love coming up with new stuff. And my wife knows as soon as I geek out and my brain starts going, all hell breaks loose, and there's no stopping me. So, okay, let me go from the other end of the alphabet here. I'm going to try and do... okay, we got... Now my list is all messed up here. I don't know what happened here. Okay, I'm going to try names alphabetical. Okay, there we go. I hit the wrong button, and everyone's order just shuffled on me, so I'm completely messed up now. But let's see. I'm going to do one more question, and then I'm going to wrap it up. And Margarita's still got her hand up, and so is Ed Cole. So let me just see if Ed's put his question in the main box. No, I don't see one. Okay, and I guess Kathleen, I'm trying to see, what was her question? 624. Okay, I'm going to have to go back a little bit.
If you have a lot of menus, we have a lot of internal pages that don't have links to menus with the site builder. Or would you handle that?
Okay, you know what? Let me just double check that. Now that was 624. Okay.
And 649.
649. Okay, I'm all over the bloody place. 1 second.
Kathleen.
Kathleen. Okay. If you have internal pages that don't have any menus but have internal links, how would you do that with this thing? Okay. I think I get the question, so let me try and answer that real quick. If I've got lots of internal pages, one thing I like to set up is a sitemap page. And we do, I think, have that in here. We could set up a sitemap page because that way they can be found, they can be linked and everything else. But you can easily set that up with an internal, all the internal links and things like that. You don't have to have everything on a big ass menu. Because if you've got, like, some of my sites have literally thousands of posts. So what I do is I link to the categories where I can, and then those categories get indexed and crawled by the, Google bots and the search engine bots. So that's fine. As long as there's a way for the search engines to find their way to those, then you're good. So if you have, like, if you look down here, for example, we have kind of like a category section here. So all of these, every page, no matter where Google finds us, they come to these posts and they find their way in. So you can set this at the bottom. This is kind of default. You can mess this around and change it around. You could set up a sitemap page, and then you could link it in the bottom menu. Good. That way, you know, the sitemap page is the way for the crawlers to find their way to all of your other pages as well. And again, if you want to, you can put your main categories across the top like I did here. So this is one category, this is a second category right here. So either way, there's many ways in, as long as you give the search engine bots a way to find it, no problem. Plus with your XML sitemap, you're automatically linking down as well. So, you know, the other thing is that we've also put a system in here which is very cool, and it has very low overhead. It's called NRelate. Now, NRelate is kind of like a related post plugin, but what it does is you have to go set up your IDs and a couple of things like that. But what it will do is it will index your blog, it will show related posts, and it doesn't take any database power at all. But the cool thing is you can also monetize your links as well. Now this is from NRelate. You can go create your account and everything else. It walks you through all of this, and you can just follow it through and yada yada yada. It's pretty simple, but that then shows related posts at the bottom. The cool thing is, if you've got 50 posts about dog training, it will eventually find those posts about dog training and start linking them and creating an internal link matrix based on all your content, which is absolutely awesome. And it updates within just a few hours. It does most popular content, it does related content, it does a flyout like New York Times. And again, all you do is just set it up, ready to rock, and it does all the hard work for you. I love this little plugin. I use it in a lot of places now. I think I've actually got this on the Inner Circle as well, also the IM Success Center as well. Very, very powerful, and it does a great job. So again, you have to go set this up, and it's got the instructions on how to do it here, and setting up your flyouts and everything else. And it does a little preview. If I do a preview, it does a little preview like this. If I do the what's the most popular, and actually I'll do the related content. You can have all sorts of layouts and different styles, so it looks like a top-end blog and what have you. You can just choose what you want, how you want it, set it up, and off it goes. So it's going to do a preview right now. It's thinking about it, so it can do whatever you want in terms of. You can actually, it runs underneath the articles, so you can just set it up as you want, tweak your settings, and you are good to go. And you can see here, NRelate has started indexing your site. This could take anywhere from 15 to 2 hours, or 15 minutes to 2 hours, depending on how much content you have. So it's already working, making sure my site is all interlinked. And again, no load on my database, no huge database files, no caching, no overloading your shared server. Very, very cool stuff. And again, just takes a few moments to set up and you're ready to rock. So tons and 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 tons of cool stuff in there, followed by tons of cool stuff. So what a ride that has been today. I have been so eager to get this launched, but I'm a bloody perfectionist. And I'm sure I'll come up with some other ideas to add in here, and I'm going to keep tweaking and testing and doing all sorts of cool stuff. But guys, that is ready to go. You can start building your next site right now. If you've got hosting, no problem. If you've got add-on domains, no problem. You've got subdomains, no problem. If you've got an existing site that you just want to modify, and you want to just wipe it and start again, okay, make sure you got a backup before you use it. I'm not responsible for lost sites and lost data, but you can play around with that. And again, once I put the replay up, guys, I will include the Site Cloner plugin, which is exclusively for the Inner Circle. It's bloody awesome. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. I've made it as absolutely compatible with every other tool out there and every other host out there. It really should be able to clone absolutely any site at all. If you've got a huge site, it's going to be limited by the power of your domain. So if you're on a shared server that caps you off when you use too much memory and does all sorts of crappy stuff, and your site's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of megabytes, it'll probably fall flat on its face, but not because of the software, but because of your host. If you're doing that, there's different ways to do it, but I can't help you on that one. Sorry, my wife is waving her hand, trying to get my attention. Go ahead, Tab. What's your question?
If you're changing this over
Mm-hmm.
from an original site, like you've already got a site, but you want to change to this,
Yes.
what would you do that with?
You would.
Exporting the database, bringing it back in, and all that stuff.
Actually, what I would do there is load in the new IMSC Flex theme.
On a separate place.
No, actually, what I would do is I would apply, because you've already got all your content in there and probably got all your plugins set up and everything else. I would take the IMSC Flex theme, which you guys have in the resource section, install that on your existing blog, and then just grab the plugins pack or the plugins that I'm using and just set it up. Install them, configure them, and everything else. Now, again, I've got lots of, obviously, custom configurations in here for the different plugins. But what I will do, guys, is I guess I should create a plugin, a recommended plugins pack that you can download and install. The only problem is I don't know of an easy way to export all of the options. So you can just deploy it ad hoc. But I will see if there's an easy solution for that. That way you guys can just install the theme, install my custom plugins, and that will help you migrate an existing site over to this setup. Might be the easiest way. But if you just want to start with a brand new site, boom, there you go. Site builder is all yours, and you're welcome. Now, you got another question, Tam, before we wrap up?
The last thing about RCW, the difference between the versions, and they're going to get the good version anyway.
Oh, you guys get the you guys get the Platinum Plus, unlimited domains, unlimited campaigns.
Okay.
The public are going to get the gold version, which is limited to 4 domains and 8 campaigns, or is it 4 domains or 8 campaigns, whichever is greater. But the members get the full unlimited version, which is unlimited campaigns and unlimited domains plus, and this is only available to Inner Circle members. Very soon, we're going to have a link promotion system in the Inner Circle, which is going to allow you to create a certain number of promoted links every day into my personal link network. Now, this is a huge, huge network. It can generate thousands of high-quality links for you, and we have been working on this. It's honestly, it's not ready yet because it's too damn powerful, and I have to build a few buffers and throttles for it. So we're looking at being able to promote about 10 to 20 URLs per day, and that's going to be built into RCW. And that is only going to be available for members of the Inner Circle. Now, my link network is huge. And it does everything. Social footprints, social bookmarks, RSS directories. It gets everything indexed, ranked. It's very, very powerful. Now, I am taking a huge damn risk to myself by opening this up to members. And I'm going to have to put filters in here to make sure that whatever is promoted is good. And it's the absolute best quality network ever. So, again, I'm working on the filtering because I'm not obviously going to allow people to promote something that I don't like. Okay, so there are going to be filters in place. There's going to be bad, word censors and domain censors. If I see anything low quality or anything that I think will harm our network, and this is a very private network. This is only for Inner Circle members. This is never going to be open to the public. And believe me, I was really kind of debating whether I even open it up to the Inner Circle members because, again, this is a bloody huge network, but it's my private network. So me opening this up to everybody else, that's a huge deal. But we're going to make it work. We're going to have some fun. And, hey, what the hell? Let's rock and roll. So that's coming, and that's going to be built into RCW as well, just for Inner Circle members. And no one else, no other customer is going to be able to see that. And obviously, as long as you're an Inner Circle member, you get all that power as well. So we're doing that extra for Inner Circle members. And again, we're just, we're developing all sorts of new tools and resources. I'm already talking to Alan about new software for us. And hey, we'll have some fun with that. So anyway, with that being said, we'll rock and roll from there. And we'll do this again next week. So I'm going to get the replay sorted out. That's going to be done very shortly. I'll do that, have it up by the morning, and we'll rock and roll from there. So again, it's been my absolute pleasure to give this to you. It's been my absolute pleasure showing this to you. And like I say, this is the membership site built by you guys. You guys ask for it, we build it, we give you all the tools you need. So until next week, thanks again to you guys. Thanks, Tam, for filtering all those questions. I very much appreciate it. Thanks for all those who stepped up to the plate to ask their questions. And we'll see you next week. Until then, take care.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected.